Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkova with the absolute banging lipstick on today. Good morning. Sorry, we're a little late. My internet crapped out right when we went to go live, so hopefully we're good now.
Should be fine, which is funny because it's thunderstorming here.
Yeah, I don't know. On Saturdays, I think everybody in the world, and like I live in a fairly populous area, I just think everybody's on the internet, and it's like I don't know what to do.
Gotta get those Saturday morning cartoons or whatever the kids do.
Exactly. So it's still June for a couple days, right? So we can use this for a minute. We are sponsored by the lovely and wonderful Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. She has great yarns like this Happy Clappy that we are giving away this month. It has all the colors that you could ever want in yarn. So make sure you comment below to be entered for this. And if you can't wait, if there's a colorway you've been dying for, use our code PIK POTPIE for 20% off of your order of $50 or more. Because she's cool and we like her. So
she is. Oh, yeah. And she's in chat saying free shipping on Monday. So that's very exciting. Make sure that you sign up for her newsletter because she'll send out her free shipping codes.
Yeah. And is Monday still June, right? So you can use our code.
I
think Tuesday's the first. Yeah, Tuesday's the first. So yep. Okay. Cool.
Unless Lynn wants us to drop next month's thing, which we can do.
We can drop next month's code too. If you tell me what it is.
Want me to? It is PIK as in Quiche Lorraine.
Yeah. Okay. So Anna and I had a conversation about this last time. So it's PIK quiche, like the food quiche. Yes. And she was telling me about this
B-50-iche quiche.
Yes. And she's telling me about a B-52 song. And I'm like, I've never heard that song. And then she sent it to me. And I'm sorry, Anne. It was probably the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's
and
not even
I apologize.
Cool. It's incredible. No. You can dance to it.
Yeah. Sherry's asking code, please. June is pot pie. PIK pot pie. Mm-hmm. July is PIK quiche. Yep.
So. I'm just asking you to give quiche a chance. Okay.
Don't listen to the B-52 song if you want to, not wish for those minutes of your life back.
Do listen to the B-52 songs because it's great. Because it's the B-52.
So, I didn't love them ever. They had the one song, right? No, not my thing, yeah. I don't think you and I have much in common for musical taste.
For music taste? No, I mean, Love Shack was the hit, but also Rock Lobster, Private Idaho, Planet Claire. No?
I know Rock Lobster, but no. So, that B-52 song is an anthem for my youth. And Therese saw them in 1983. That was the year I was born.
Is cool.
Yeah. So.
Therese saw all the cool bands.
Yeah. Good for her. So enter to win this. Use the codes to get your stuff. And we will leave the B-52's discussion because I don't think we're going to agree. So you want to go first or shall I? I've actually knit something finally.
Ooh, that's exciting. Well, I have the quilt made from Lynn's Advent yarn to remind you all not to sleep on her Advent colorway. Her colorway, more B-52s with Adam Rome if we want to, but is Road Trip USA. So she has beautiful colorway lined up. I'm very excited for it. But let me show off last year's, which was the Wizard of Oz colorway. And I got it all sewn together. I still have ends to do in the edge. But look at that.
Look at how pretty.
I know. It makes me so happy.
I love it.
Yeah, I can stand up. I can stand up too and make it more obvious. Oh. There. There we go. We can see all. Look at that.
So how big is it? Is it a lap blanket? Is it?
Yeah, I'd say lap blanket. It is 4x5, kind of a bigger lap blanket, or maybe like toddler, slightly older bed size.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It's cool. And I will show the backside because that is a very important part of showing your work, I think. But yeah, I did when I was picking up the edges for things. And I woven all of the colored squares yet, not the white. But then I left it. I left the end, so once I do kind of final blocking, I'll get that done. But yeah, there's a little bit of a ridge going on because I picked up 2, but I thought that'd be better because, so it'd be a sturdier thing. But yeah, I crocheted it together along, the long lines and then did the other way. And also, I want to say, not that I should ever have doubted Lynn, but I was a little worried when I was blocking this because I have, it's that bright red yarn right next to the white. And I'm like, that's going to bleed. Again, should never have doubted her because I've never had an issue with Lynn's yarn bleeding before.
Yep.
So again, should have just had a little faith. But no, nothing bled. Absolutely beautiful. I am so pleased with this. And the colors,
yes.
Of course.
It's lovely.
So. But yeah, Nancy asked what technique. Yeah, I crocheted them together along the edge.
Yeah, it's nice. It makes it kind of nice and sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very good.
Yeah,
nice job, Anne. Everybody was Chicken Lady is applauding you and telling you how lovely it is, and so are many other people. And Lacey said it makes her blanket look lame, but I'm sure your blanket is lovely. And not everybody wants to spend, 6 months making squares for a blanket, and that's okay. So
exactly.
I'm sure it's lovely.
January. But yeah. Oh, and
6 months. See, I told you.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, and pattern is in Blocked Magazine 13, I believe. If anyone's interested.
Okay. Yep, it's Anne's pattern. So cool.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's what I've been working on. What have you been working on?
Very good. I just have been working on a baby hat. And I was thinking, I don't know, I'll have to check with the powers that be, but I was wondering if it qualified for summer on the lanai. You can't tell the colors great from here, but the pink is from Revolution Yarn, and then this blue teal color is Turf Teal from Awenid. So
nice.
I was making it for my new niece, but they live in Miami, so she won't need it until Christmas, and it's going to be too small for her at Christmas time. I can just tell this is more like a newborn size. So I'm going to finish it and maybe, I don't know, give it to Amy or something, but I've been doing that. And then, so because that didn't work out, I got, who is that pattern from? That pattern is from Wanded Knit and Crochet, perhaps. I can tell you guys. Let me look real quick.
Therese says she's not Amy, but she says yes, that it counts.
Okay. I was hoping it would. I feel like it's enough. But I found this person. Yeah, Wanded Knit and Crochet, and all of their patterns are like Harry Potter names. And so then I bought like 4 of them because I couldn't help it. But the way she writes them is that she writes them for different weight yarns, but only in one size. So I was trying to use like DK weight yarn and a cast. So, and I know people could just swatch, but then I'm like, it's a baby hat. By the time I swatch, I could have been done with a baby hat. So I just knit it because either way, I'm almost done with it. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
But because I like her patterns and they're written for heavier weights, I went and found some yarns that I'm going to use, and I'm going to combine them. This is Jill Draper Makes Stuff, and these 2 are from Spun Right Round, but they all have this kind of like color going through them. So I figured I'm going to make stuff for the baby and for her sister so that they can all have winter sets when they come visit. So I'm not sure how it's going to go together yet, but and I've been working so much. I have not been able to start, and I'm really sad. I'm really sad about it. I've been working way too much. So I don't know. We'll see what happens because I'm contemplating not working so much. I got a new job, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
I mean, that whole time money balance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's another house cleaning job, right? And I make good money at it, but it takes me 10 hours with myself and my employee working. It takes us a total of 10 hours. Yeah. And that's every Saturday. And my husband only gets Saturday and Sunday off. So I haven't decided if the money we make is worth it. I mean, it's cool. The kid gets a job. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I'm going to have to kind of play it by ear and see what goes on. But yeah, so I've been super busy with that, which is cool. And I don't know, life has been life. And we had flash flood warnings here yesterday. I got home from work yesterday and my husband's like, come here. And he was showing me that like we have a side door in our garage and the water was like this far from like coming in under the door. We've lived here for 15 years. We've never had anything like that happen. And then in the back, it was getting into our shed. And so my husband, being the man he is, he goes into the shed, he gets his pickaxe and he digs a trench and he saved the shed and all of his tools inside of it. So,
right.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll see. Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. So anyway, but it was a crazy day yesterday. Like, and I had my employee, and usually her parents meet me because she can't drive. She's a teenager. And I ended up having to take her a little bit farther than I normally do. And it was raining so hard. There was a CVS parking lot where the water was coming over the berm and flowing into the road. Like, wow. I've never seen it that wet here. It was insane. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it was a crazy day here yesterday, let me tell you. But Lacey says when you're making hats, you can swatch a hat a lot of times in the crown if it's top down. I don't like to make top down hats. I like to make brim up. Oh, I didn't mean to pull it up again. So that's why I just kind of go with it, because sometimes I can tell on the ribbing if it's right. And this one was a little bit iffy because it's baby size. And so I was kind of like waiting to see what happened, but I feel pretty confident that it's going to be too small. So, you know. Mm-hmm. And then Chicken Lady, God first, family second, career third. Yeah, I know, but I don't work a ton. And yes, I work a lot more in the summer because I clean rentals and that's when everybody's renting. So this job would be year round, which would be nice because I sometimes don't work at all in the winter. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't decided yet, but it's been a busy thing. Yeah. So anyway, my life has been like that. But I have listened to the news. Now that Anne's back, I find that I need to know what I'm talking about because I can't just talk about homeschooling with her. Ooh, small note. My oldest kid had to do their state testing, and they got like 99th percentile. And I am so proud. Yay. So, because I was worried about it. Like, you know, I am not a teacher. And so I was hoping I was doing it well. And for them to come back and have a really great grade, I was really proud. So anyway, shout out to my kid.
Yay, your kid.
Anyway.
Tell your kid yay for me.
What'd you say?
Tell your kid yay for me.
I will. So anyway, that's everything that's happening here. There's a lot of news though. Before we do news though, there's another thing we're going to talk about.
Very, very important thing we need to talk about.
I'd like you to notice my shark lights are on, even though you can't really tell because it's daytime. But that's a signal. The shark lights.
Shark signal.
Oh, and I should have gotten the picture up. Hey, give me 1 second. Which one do you want?
The blue one. So both of them are very cool because we have our shark logos already, and we can announce the Shark Week theme because like everyone with yarn are like camping up a bit to get that out. At least so you guys can have it in time for Shark Week.
Yes. 1 second. I want to pull it up for you guys so you can really enjoy the full glory of this. If I can get it, we'll see. We'll see if that works. I thought about this when I was working, but I wasn't at my computer, so I couldn't. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Well, that's what happens when I text you the logo for them.
Yeah, Anne has been texting me a lot while I've been working because I've been working so much extra lately. So that's life. It's not going to work. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Okay. So I can hold it up on my phone.
All right. So our theme is our theme is the shark of music. So
yay!
Yay! I'm very excited. So that means that any project points that goes towards entering your giveaways. So anything shark theme, of course, always counts, but also anything musical theme, so any song and dance kind of a number. So that will also count towards, theme of yarn, theme of project bags, theme of, if, when you're sitting there knitting, that you can take a picture of your project while watching a musical, or Sharknado, again, always applicable.
Yeah. I mean, any shark thing, like, Discovery Channel, shark movies, Jaws. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Like, if you feel like that's what you want to do, go for it. But also, here, the waves are alive with the sound of gnashing. That was a good one. Thank you, Iris.
And also, okay, so the winning sticker, Singing in the Rain, but the quote losing sticker is, look at that. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yep, it is pretty fabulous. So, if I can stop working for a minute, I'll get some merch going. Yeah. Does gray yarn count as being on theme?
Does it have a specifically sharky name? Or are you knitting a shark proper?
Oh, have you seen Wise Owl? Hold on, I will pull this one up. Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Wise Owl Knits. Because she has made a pattern. She's always so on brand, on target, ready. Unlike the rest of us.
Previous years, she did a couple of shark plushies, like a shark and then a great white shark and then a hammerhead shark, which, again, still counts if you want to do that.
You can totally use those. Why can't I remember? I know how to do this. It's not my first day. There it is. Whew. This one. Okay, so Wise Owl Knits has this very cool hat. It's called the Shiver of Sharks, and these are all shark fins. So if you're going to use some gray yarn to maybe make some shark fins, or if you're going to, make one of her plushies or another, it doesn't have to be Wise Owl Knits. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she has some cool
stuff. So.
Yep. And Susan of Delightful Works, she has some bags in the works. Chicken Lady, of course, has yarn. She posted about it on Instagram. Her Shark Week colorway, which is very cool. Holly of Mystery Mouse Yarns, she has a couple of different pink colorways, which I don't believe her in her shop yet, but she was previewing it on Instagram. Oh, and Lori of Arkansas Yarn Co., who we need to interview her because she's a lot of fun. I met her at the Nitty McPurley retreat. She also has a colorway that's ready to go. And I think Tina of A Wented Yarn and Fiber, that she has some shark colorways that are out already. Yep. Ooh, Holly says she'll post hers today.
Cool. Is this video about Jaws the one with the yarn? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's pretty, Chicken Lady. I didn't see this yet. Sorry. I am trying to get these things for you guys so that you can enjoy them also. So, can we see this? Oh. Look at this Chicken Lady yarn. It's fantastic. Oh, I love it. I love me some grays and blues and teals, and yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, Lynn. And we love seeing all the stuff that people are doing because it's always so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
So Lacey's gained hers. She's gained blood in the water. I don't think that. Yeah, so Mystery Mouse is going to post hers when it's got some. I'm sure
if there's anyone,
too, but
I don't think I've missed anyone, but if we have missed somebody, we will be bringing it up for Shark Week and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get that posted. Again, Shark Week is July 20th to the 27th. You can get your project already. There will, I'm in talks. I'm sure that Amy of Two Sisters is like all ready with her spreadsheet, or not ready with her spreadsheet. Her heart is ready with her spreadsheet because she loves spreadsheets. But we're going to get that all ready. So again, reiterate the rules. Figure out what you're going to do for your project, and then before Shark Week, submit what you're going to make for your project. You can get everything ready. You can, get yarn wound and stuff printed, and you can swatch as long as that's separate from your project, all of that, but you cannot cast on until July 20th. And it is, from midnight the night before all the way to midnight, whatever your time zone is, to the 27th to cast on and finish your project. And if you do not finish your project, again, the terror of Shark Week, you have to rip it out. And everyone who enters is eligible for prizes. And also everybody who enters gets stickers from all of our sponsors.
Yep. We have lots of sponsors.
We do. And hang on, I got a list of them, so I'm going to read them out. So our sponsors are Blocked Magazine, Knit Night, Shauna Stitches, Mystery Mouse, Wise Owl Knits, A Stitch in the Sky, Two Sisters and Some Yarn, Miss Caro Brown, Mom and Evan, Crochet with Jackie, Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, Pandemic Knitter, Woolden Burn, Knitler and Tradatha, and Cheeky Mare. So yeah, you'll be getting stickers from all of them. I'm very excited.
Yep. And it's going to be great. We're going to do at least an extra live stream, probably, and a Zoom, but Anna and I haven't worked out the details. I'm still waiting on my new work schedule, so that's kind of holding us up, but hopefully we'll have that soon.
Yeah, we'll get that worked out, but yeah, we'll be doing some live streams and some fun stuff, and also all of the rules. I'm sure we'll put it on our Instagrams, but we'll also be in the next issue of Blocked Magazine too.
Yes. Yep. And I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I was considering that if it works out, maybe that week we could at least do Knitting Wars. We can invite all our sponsors to come on.
Yay!
Like a regular Tuesday show. I don't remember if we've talked about it on here, but we're going to continue our hiatus through the summer, most likely, because I've got some remodeling projects going on here at my house and with my job, and just Anne took her month off, and now I've got to take mine off. So we'll get back to it, but not right away. Just so you guys know, it's just on hiatus. We're not done with it. So yeah. Iris says she can't juggle sharks and kids currently, but she applauds everyone. Yeah, I'm thinking with 2 babies. Like I couldn't do crap with 1 baby. So an extra baby crying. Good. God bless you. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. And if you're a slow knitter, you don't have to finish a whole. Like if you want to make socks, you can say I'm going to make 1 sock. Right. And if you're a slow knitter, you can make a shorty. You can make baby socks. It doesn't have to be giant. Like, we encourage everybody to push themselves because that makes it fun. Like, if I know I can make a hat in 5 hours and I say I'm going to make a hat, well, that's fine. And that's cool. Like, depending on if we're remodeling and stuff right then, I might have to do that. But also, try to push yourself.
Yeah. And also, I mean, it is entirely on what you say you will knit. And also, you can only submit for what you say you're going to knit 1 time. If you're like, all right, I'm going to knit a hat, and you're like, oh, wait, I'm done way beforehand, I'm going to submit again. No, you can't do that. You got your Shark Week project in, that's it. But if you're going to if you say, I'm going to make a hat and a pair of mittens, and, you succeed, awesome. If you don't, like if you get through the mittens but you don't finish the hat, they all got to go, man. They all got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anne she does not play around with Shark Week. If you want your prizes, if you want your stickers, you have to submit proof that you have ripped it out.
Yep. Which I think having, proper consequences is what gives it the kind of thrill that you.
Mm-hmm. It does. I mean, because it's already kind of unique in that it's only a 1 week knit along, and then if you fail, Anne is not a merciful knit along queen. She is not. And also, you can crochet.
Right.
People have asked in the past if they can like sew or spin, which I don't know how. If you didn't do what you said you would, it would be very difficult to rip back. So
right.
I
mean, yeah. I mean, I've kind of messed with the idea of like, oh well, maybe you have but throwing it away or having to give it away, like that's not the same as if you just have to rip out yarn. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Keep it with knit and crochet. But
well, Sherry says that she's never tried to finish anything in a week before up until last year. I'm going to challenge myself for the shorties. A pair. I mean, that's ambitious. Good for you.
Nice.
And but I don't know. I think that's kind of what makes it fun. Is like, some people can knit a sweater in a week. So them knitting a bulky sweater wouldn't be a push, but maybe knitting a fingering weight one would be a push for them. It's whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different skill levels, and we want everybody to have fun and do it, but also, having the little bit of like, I need to work on this every day or I'm going to be in trouble kind of makes it a little, right. I don't know.
The fear, the blood in the water.
Mm-hmm. And every year I've lost, just so everyone's aware. So you're not alone if you end up ripping out. I've done it. I've done it on the podcast usually, I think, because why not? We have this platform, so.
Right.
But it's not so bad.
One for the team.
Mm-hmm. True story. So Sherry thinks the sweater is insane. Yeah. I mean, I could never do it. I don't have the time for that, but maybe someday I'll be that knitter. Yeah. We'll see. I've started several sweaters. I just haven't finished them. So we'll see what happens. But
crochet sweater, maybe.
Yeah, I did crochet a sweater in a week once, actually. That big, ugly gray one that I wear a lot in the winter because it's huge and like a blanket. But that was mostly to prove to my students that I could, because they made it for 20 weeks and I didn't work on mine at all until the last week. And mine was the only one that was completely finished, which was kind of funny. But Lisa says knitting a sweater in a week can be a retirement goal. Yeah, So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I mean, yeah, Shark Week's my favorite. I love all our knit-alongs, but Shark Week has a special place in my heart.
Well, I think Shark Week was our first real proper one we've done, and like we've done knit-alongs before, but this is the first one with like the rules and the yeah,
and prizes for everyone, which again is another great. I feel like we have both the stick and the carrot here.
Yep. So cool. So get ready, get your musicals lined up, get your yarn. I looked on Instagram for when I didn't see hers, so we'll share photos of the people that are making projects for this so that you know where you can get stuff. Yeah, get thinking.
And
now that you know
think
the
theme. Again, I love cheesy shark content, so it's not as if I was down stuff to watch, but think of all the musicals too, On the Town, King and I, South Pacific. I don't think there's any sharks in that one though, but it's okay. It still counts in the musical land.
I don't think I've seen any of those. We've talked about it before. I've got to watch them with the kids. I've got to like have a family movie night, and I'm like, we're watching this. So.
Yeah, kiddos. Watch a little Gene Kelly.
Can do it whether or not you want to. I mean, they do love The Sound of Music. So we've seen that several times.
Right.
But we should probably expand slightly. Yeah. So let's get to news because. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna make another bad joke. Iris said follow the fleet, and I'm pretty sure, is it that one or another one where it's a Fred Astaire song, but it's like, I joined the Navy to see the world, and what did I see? I saw the sea. And anyways.
That's funny. Yeah. But not that I don't love you guys, but I already worked today, which means that when I'm done, I'm off for the day and I get to hang out with my family, which is really exciting. Yay. So I haven't done that in a while, unfortunately. So lots of news has been happening.
So much news.
Want to start with good news, bad news?
Let's start with news. Well, I would like to start
with news. That wasn't the answer to my question.
Good news, bad news. I would say good news. Try not to be such a downer this time. But I want to start unless there's something you want to start with.
No, start. We'll see if it was what I was thinking of.
No, I want to start with the whole Iran thing. It's like, wow, it's been a whole week and no one's freaking out anymore. It's amazing how that works.
I find it so interesting that everybody was flipping out and now there's nothing. Mm-hmm. And I find it so interesting.
The world was falling down around our ears.
Well, and I can't think of the reporter's name, but she got a low confidence report leak from the Department of Justice or whatever it was, the Department of Defense, and everybody went running with it. Like, can we not vet our sources? Can we not put, like, if you're going to put something out, say, hey, this was a very low confidence report. It's too early. It was too, no. Oh, bless you. Lacey says the Pete Hegseth media finger wagging was immaculate. I didn't see him wagging his finger, but I love that he was calling everybody out. Like, he was calling out all of them. And I think that that's awesome because it needs to be done.
No, yeah, totally. And that everyone's like, oh, well, Pete Hegseth leaks this and he leaks that. And it's like, nobody heard about the Iran bombing until it had happened.
Mm-hmm. No, for real. And Congress, oh, nobody told us. Yeah, because you guys would have effed it up.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it sound like it was just like something that Trump like decided to do. And apparently it's been like 10 years in the making or longer. Like there were apparently two guys that were studying Fordo for 15 years. Can you imagine going to work and every day, all day, you're studying like satellite images of like the same thing and blueprints and shit? Like, wow.
Yeah, that they're watching this place being built. And then the whole time they're like, all right, so we got to figure out how to destroy this. And they did. Precisely.
Mm-hmm. No, it was awesome. TDS demands that no credit be given to Trump ever. That is true. Yeah. I know. But that is still disheartening. Because a lot of people still believe the media, which is unfortunate.
But yeah, I mean, while of course I'm happy that there's, not World War III. It's like for everyone saying World War III, it was a real bummer. You'd almost want your money back if you weren't happy it didn't happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Tim Pool going on about Civil War for the past 5 years. I'm like, Tim, get another shtick.
Yep.
But yeah. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. They ran with the Iran state media propaganda that we didn't complete our mission. Imagine the TDS that they believe the Iran. Yeah, exactly. Like it's propaganda, and that's what they were going with. Like, nice.
Well, yeah, and the Ayatollah being like, "Oh yeah, we had victory here." Like, yeah, hun, which bunker are you in?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a good day, even though they tried to spin it as not one. My husband was very impressed by the whole thing. And I was like, oh no, is this going to be war? And then I was like so upset when they bombed us back. But then come to find out that they had told us and that was just like so they could, do it. And did you guys see President Trump say the F word on the news? I thought that was excellent. And I'm glad that people are saying that he's being run by Israel. I'm glad that he said both of them need to knock it off. Like, because we're not Israel's, like this is their thing. They can do whatever, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
sorry.
There's a lot of ridiculous stuff of Trump is being run by Israel, this or that, or foreign interests. I'm like, first of all, like, you guys are morons. Like, sincerely, like the entire history of the situation. It's like, that's just not anything. And also, okay, the list of people who just lost their minds over this of the pundit class, like, I think y'all should remember, who was the stupidest, because that included like Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones saying the only regime change that we need is in Israel. Just again, ridiculous.
I don't know when Tucker went off the deep end. I used to love listening to him.
I know.
I think once he got off of Fox and had no like boundaries, he just like went into the rabbit hole and never came out.
He was good for a bit, but then he started doing this whole like, it's like, oh well, why? Are Hezbollah really the bad guys? Well, we've just been told. I'm like, they are a terrorist organization. It's like, oh, well, the secret conspiracy is like, no, they're terrorists, actually. Like, actually, that's what they do. It's kind of, on the typeface of the letterheads, Hezbollah, terrorist organizations, apply below. Like, what are you doing, man? But yeah, so much stuff. Oh, but sorry, I was gonna say that the Trump drops the F-bomb reminded me of back when Rush Limbaugh was still on the radio, and it was before the 2020 election, and Trump was on, and he was talking about Iran, and again he said, Iran better not F with us, and again, unbleeped on the air, and Rush let that go, and I was like, wow, that is so. It is a term that he uses for the Iran situation.
Well, and anybody who's surprised about him doing the whole Iran thing, he said it since he came down the escalator that he wasn't ever going to let them get a nuke. So anybody who's surprised has apparently never paid attention. So whatever.
Oh, and anyways, it's a serious issue. And hey, as I said before, as regard to regime change this, regime change that, Iran completely needs a regime change. Should it be us going in? We've lost a lot of credibility, guys. Probably not. Because Iran, I mean, even before the 70s and the Shah and everything, has just been a series of outside interference, and really the regime in Iran is horrendous. It is, I mean, you could actually say evil in their case. Just treatment of women, treatment of all sorts of things. Just brutal enforcement of Sharia law. Just it's not a nice place to be. And also that is also an imposed thing on them, that Iran is not traditionally a Muslim country. But anyways, lots of stuff going on in Iran. But yeah, to get rid of the government, I am all for. But yeah, your government needs to be of the people, and having hopefully a better government, but still an imposed government creates its own issues. So of course, things are better under the Shah. But.
So that was interesting. What else have we got? I thought of something when you were talking that was so good, and it just totally went out of my brain. So you'll probably say it at some point, and I'll go, that was it.
Well, we have a couple of like follow-up story things that Vance with RFK Jr. and our National Health Director, they are launching a study into the long-term health effects of the spill in East Palestine, Ohio.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, which is great, because that is still a lot of poisonous chemicals, and there's a lot of times where we have the story, it's a big shock at the time, and then we move on and forget. It's like, let's not move on and forget. That's still a huge issue. just like, people in North Carolina after all that. And also, speaking of, oh, we're not paying attention, let's just move along stories. A lot of COVID numbers are coming out of England all of a sudden. Numbers, okay, the official COVID vaccine harms numbers coming out of England, quietly updated, nothing really done, is 3,000 dead and 400,000 serious injured. And we also know, as our friend Amy will tell us, that these are reported numbers, that not everybody who has a vaccine injury reports it as such. But yeah, so that there is a separate study going out that they had some funny language in there, but it was that vaccinated women, that they had, again, it was worded oddly, but 33% less, quote, successful conceptions. So that there is a fertility issue also being a long-standing side effect of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not sure who it was that I saw, but I saw a clip of somebody in front of Congress talking about how they were able to identify that the vaccine caused death in like so many people after they did the autopsy. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? Like, I'm glad I didn't go there. I'm glad I yeah. There's so many people I know, even in my own life, who have serious health concerns that they didn't used to have. And it's all come since then. And it makes you wonder. I am not saying that it is the cause. I'm just saying it makes you wonder.
Yeah. I mean, people do get ill all the time, but also there's been an uptick in certain illnesses since certain other medical procedures.
Yes. Yes, there are. Sherry says we'll never know the full extent of the horrors. That's absolutely true. We won't.
Yeah.
And hopefully these people have to, answer for it at some point. But hey, at least they're like coming out and saying this stuff for real. It's not, I mean, we'll still get flagged, but it's less misinformation when,
Yeah. It's, well, and even before it'd be like, and government agencies say this, but you can't say this. I'm like, literally said.
Yep. Cool. So, my hair is stuck to my earrings. Sorry. Too much of it.
Well, we have some, okay, before we get to some good news, we should also mention that there have been mass police raids in Germany. 170 people have had the police knock on their door early in the morning for, quote, hate speech, and some targeted for insulting politicians specifically. So, because I'm sure insulting their politicians is being awfully fascist of them, and we have to stop that by, wait, what means are those? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have more on that story? Because you just made me think of something. Just a little
No, go ahead.
thing I read. I saw a thing that Prince Harry was talking to an outlet or something, and he said that he didn't understand the First Amendment, the point of the First Amendment. And the comment under it was like, dude, we stopped caring what you thought about our rights in 1776. Like, go away. I just thought you talking about like not being able to speak about politicians and stuff made me remember that was a conversation. Like, you're not going to take my guns, but you're like, also the speech thing. It's been proven over and over and over again that if you lose your speech, like, you're just screwed. Yeah. So, isn't that interesting?
Fun. And Lacey mentions that Tommy Robinson is free, but Lucy Connolly, I don't know if I don't remember if we talked about her case. Lucy Connolly, she wrote a social media post after the three Southport girls were murdered in the terrorist attack, and it her social media post was a bit harsh, and then she took it down a couple hours later. So she's been jailed in England for, potentially inciting something. And she has been jailed for far longer than certain other people of certain protected classes do for their, abuse of young girls, let's say. Um, but anyways, that she is in prison still, and that she is being physically mistreated in prison. That all for, the crime of being a known person who has, again, it was a social media post, but she then talks to the media afterwards and is somebody who, again, Lucy Connolly is a name that's known, in England, being passed around. Um, so therefore, she needs to be made an example of, which is, and again, and very much Tommy Robinson. It was string him up for something and make an example for him, and treated in a way that, if he was in solitary confinement, there's no reason for him to be in solitary confinement.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, the whole them coming after people for posts and stuff, I mean, that just, and not being able to criticize people, like, I mean, we've talked about it with Trump. I'm married to a guy whom I think is fantastic, but also there are things he does that I don't like, and I can tell him that I don't like them. But that may not being able to say that about somebody that's like leading the world or something. That doesn't seem right. I don't know.
Yeah. Someone as creepy as Keir Starmer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it was something too that Keir is just like this, again, very, very flabby, personality-less guy. But it was sort of, like when Biden was in charge here. Like, well, it's like the things he was doing is actually awful and harmful, but you look at him and it's just, a cold bowl of oatmeal. Like, you can't really get up in arms about that. It's like, but I think that's kind of by design because, again, just wicked and cruel and, putting like little words in there like it's all meant for kindness. No, it's not.
Right.
But
okay.
Anyways,
the good news yet?
Good news from the Supreme Court.
Yes, that's the one I was waiting for.
All right. Yeah, I know if you want to start.
No, you can.
No, that first, most important thing, very important thing, the Supreme Court has ruled that you cannot stop Trump by nationwide injunctions from smaller courts. So, random dude in, Trout Falls, Wyoming can't say, oh, well, Trump has to stop his immigration policy because I'm a judge and that's how it works.
Yeah. Which is really fantastic because that's something that I was not understanding. Like, you live in like I live in New York. New York's probably done all kinds of crap to Trump. But, how can New York say what all the other states can do? So, yeah. No, it's very good.
It's very good. Lacey says that Amy Coney Barrett finally earns her keep. And
okay.
You read that, right? Her small smackdown.
Hang on. No, I just saw that it happened. I didn't see the whole thing. Though.
Hang on.
But I'm glad because we have checks and balances for a reason, but that doesn't mean that anytime somebody does something you don't like, that you can just stop it. Like, yeah, there's supposed to be checks and balances, but like, yeah, a tiny judge doesn't have the power to say the president can't do that. You know, maybe the state Supreme Court can say something about their state or whatever, but not everybody. Yeah.
Right. And it has been a misuse of judicial power, which, all right, so this is the quote, and she totally nails it. We will not dwell on Justice Jackson's argument, she writes in the majority opinion, which is at odds with more than 2 centuries worth of precedent, not to mention the Constitution itself. We observe only this. Justice Jackson decries an imperial executive while embracing an imperial judiciary. And that is exactly it. You know, that you have all of these judges who are, you know, trying to rule by their own little dukedoms. Yep. And it's like, that's not how America works. And you know what? That's not even how a monarchist system works. That you can't have, you know, random people in their own little fiefdoms declaring what ought to be for everyone.
Yep.
But anyways, lots of good stuff there. That that means that all of these deportations can go ahead, which includes deportations to third world countries. This means that Trump is getting rid of birthright citizenship. That frees that up, which is an excellent thing, because we're the only country in the world that doesn't take the parent's citizenship into consideration when somebody is born in our country. We also have a couple of other that schools cannot mandate LGBT curriculum, that that they cannot say we absolutely have to teach this, and they cannot, if they do teach it, they cannot make it so students can't opt out, so that the parents can say, yeah, you're not taking that class, or whatever it happens to be. And also that Texas can Texas had something going forward that they wanted an age verification on pornographic sites. And that was apparently blocked by another court. And the Supreme Court is like, no, that's good. So yeah, lots of good stuff going that way.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like, that's interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, lots of good Supreme Court stuff.
Yeah.
And again,
doing something useful.
Yeah. And yeah. And there's a lot of real nonsense stuff on the Supreme Court. But I am glad that's going through. And yeah, that there's been a lot of politicization of the court, which is not what the court is for. But again, it's that weird liberal trick where they're like, oh no, this is just good stuff. This isn't politics, when of course the good stuff means their politics going through. This is common sense. Everyone agrees with this. And you're like, no.
Right.
No.
Yep. Very good. It was mostly a good week overall. I feel much less depressed than I did at the end of our last episode, so that's a bonus. Oh, it's wonderful. Women from other countries try to transfer to U.S. OBGYN during their 3rd trimester. Yeah, and there's a story about, I think I talked about it months ago, about women who are surrogates for Chinese like men, and they have their babies here, and the guy's not even like part of the baby's life, but because he's the father, he like automatically gets like entry and like. I'm glad we're doing away with that stuff.
Yeah, and that was another thing with the H-1B visas, which again is a different visa, but there's a lot of abuse of those visas, but it was another perk of like, okay, sure, you know, you can work in America for cheaper, be worked like a dog. But if you have that visa and your family is here, and if you have kids here, well, that's another foot into proper citizenship. So it's a pathway to American citizenship thing when that is not what that is supposed to be used for if it's just a work visa.
Right. Yep. And I know I mentioned it last week, but I am so sick of these people being like, oh, you're a nanny and you're cleaner and there are people in the US who will do those jobs. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be on the news. I don't remember what news we were watching, but it was something. And this woman was like, well, maybe you should give your nannies paid time off so that they can be safe. I'm sorry, but if you're employing an illegal alien, shouldn't you also get in trouble? Like, shouldn't you know that they don't have the stuff to work? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. Instead of giving them time off, like, why don't you just hire someone who should be working here?
Yeah. And also, it's like, okay, how many people do you think gives their illegal, nanny, house cleaner, lawn care person paid time off? Really, that's, I'm betting not.
So I've been a legal house cleaner for the last 15 years. I've never had paid anything off ever, except once when I was supposed to work and there was a miscommunication and I didn't need to work. And so I still got paid for that because I had blocked out the time to go to that job. But that was a different situation. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Yeah. American men that used to do construction, remember that? And American companies. Yeah.
American manufacturing.
Yeah. Who will do the gardening? Who will run my bath? Who will pick the cotton and the crops? Yeah. Isn't it funny how these people cry racism and then they also are like, give your nanny paid time off? Why are you assuming my nanny is illegal? First off, like, that just blows my mind. And why would you want somebody who has broken the law to get into this country to be your nanny? I'm sorry. They have questionable morals already, and then they're going to raise my kids?
Yeah, and it is, it's very much a, well, I've got mine. Well, it's like, well, I'm sorry. I need cheap help in order for my lifestyle. And I don't know. It's ridiculous. And as I've said before, it's like, I want the regulations for employment and taxes and the rest of it to be free. I don't believe in the minimum wage. I don't believe in any of that, but it should all be above board. There should be no underhanded, like, oh, well, you're an illegal, so we're doing this. If people want to work for low wages, then I think they should be able to work for low wages. But I also think that should be, everybody knows that this person is working for low wages. This is not like a hidden thing. This is not we have to keep our permanent underclass who cannot work the higher jobs because they are illegal.
Yeah. If somebody's willing to work for what you're paying them, then I guess that's between you and them. And I get it. Mm-hmm. Teenagers do not need $15 an hour. Depends on the job they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody needs $15 an hour to work at McDonald's. I think that is an entry-level job and that there are a few positions that require higher pay because they are in charge of things and scheduling and the whatever. But we went to $15 an hour, and now at my McDonald's, you can't order with a person. You have to go to the kiosk or the drive-thru. You cannot walk up to the counter and get served. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, it is a market demand thing up and down, but still, having government interference in markets messes it up every single time.
I don't know what it's like there, Anne, but like my family of four, on occasion, we would like get fast food because we're out and about running around. Getting fast food now has gotten to the point where it's almost worth going to like a sit down place because it is so expensive, because they made the minimum wage so high, and that's what happened. And it's not, it just made everything less affordable.
Yep. And inflation too, and minimum wage being high adds to inflation, but we have a separate inflation problem as well. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it doesn't help. And this was happening before inflation got so stupid too. So
yeah.
And somebody's saying COVID was the biggest transfer of wealth. It closed down small businesses for Walmarts and chain restaurants. It did. And like, it's, yeah. And Tara says they cut back on eating out a lot. Yeah, we don't barely ever anymore. The past few weeks, I have been very bad because, like I said, I started a new cleaning job, and I've been so busy that like we've gone out several times, but that's not the norm. It's just finding my footing. But it's interesting. It's all an interesting conversation because I think people should be paid their wage. I pay my employees $15 an hour, but I also am extremely exacting because I clean rentals, and there are certain standards we have to adhere to because, you know, it's not like just cleaning your house at home. I was explaining it to my employee. You know, you go home, you clean your house, your sister's hair's on the sink, nobody cares. You go to a hotel or a rental and somebody's hair's on the sink, it's super gross because you don't know who that belongs to. So, you know, and I make her do her work again if it's not right. And, you know, so it is what it is. It depends on what you're doing. But anyway.
Anyways, we just
my stories about that. Sorry. I've been working a lot, so it's on my mind, I guess. But no, it's been a good week. Get your Shark Week projects ready. That's coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yep. Again, July 20th to the 27th. Theme is the Shark of Music.
The Shark of Music.
So everyone get ready. Yes. So yarn from Chicken Lady, from Tina, from Holly, bags by Susan of Delightful Works. But yeah, everyone's getting ready. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is exciting.
You guys prizes all together.
I know, right? You can enter to win this week's giveaway, or this month's giveaway. Sorry. It's Happy Clappy. It's from Chicken Lady. It's got all the happy colors in it. It's very lovely. You can use the code PIK Pot Pie for 20% off of your order of $50 or more in the month of July. And
in the month of June.
I'm sorry, in the month of June.
July is PIK Quiche.
Yep, exactly. Thank you. And if you want to win this particular exact skein, you can comment on this video on either YouTube or Rumble, and you'll be entered. And don't forget to sign up for her newsletter because she did mention that there was going to be a free shipping on Monday, which is exciting.
On Monday. Yep. And her free shipping codes are only through her newsletter. So go to chickenladyfiberarts.com, sign up for her newsletter. Free shipping is for the 5th Monday of a month.
Yep.
So don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Yep. It's all good. Get your stuff together. We will see you guys soon. So thanks for joining us.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.